Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 26 of On Air. Today, I am so excited to introduce our new artist-in-residence, Cammie Staros. And in today's episode, we're going to get to know her a little bit better. So through a series of quick fire questions. But if you want to know more about her work and the inspiration behind it, join us tomorrow, so July 17th at 7 p.m. for her Artist Talk studio series. And Victor will share a link so you can sign up for that. So that's the opportunity to really dive into her work. Today is very much about welcoming Cammie and having a little bit of fun. Also, if you are interested, well, I'm sure everybody is interested, we are launching Cammie's virtual exhibition after this episode. So you can go to the app stores, whichever one works best for your phone, and download our Lux app and explore Cammie's exhibition through the app, which is really amazing. It's an amazing new project. I love it. Technology blows my mind. I definitely recommend checking it out. It's really great. Also, keep an eye out for future On Air programs, because we will be having Cammie here throughout her residency, talking about the exhibition, her work, more about herself, what she's doing, all that fun stuff. So check in on Air again. And then also on August 8th, Cammie will be doing a workshop called Dysfunctional Wear. So if you're interested in taking a workshop with Cammie, sign up for that. But now, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Cammie Staros. Cammie is based in Los Angeles. She has exhibited at Shulamit Nazarian in Los Angeles, California Institute of Arts in Valencia, the Armory Show in New York, Craft Contemporary, where she's currently on exhibit, and they'll give us a tour next week on Air, Craft Contemporary in Los Angeles, Otis College of Art and Design in Los Angeles, amongst many others. And she's featured in 1000 Sculptors of Tomorrow, a survey of contemporary sculpture by Thames and Hudson. And she received the Guggenheim Fellowship Award this year. So super, super excited. Cammie, thank you so much for joining us today virtually in the residency, and we are so excited to have you.
Thank you so much.
And I like kind of monologued there for a bit. So Cammie, sorry, please.
I just said it was a lovely introduction. Thank you.
Thank you. So, I just want to have a fun little question and answer time with you, so that everybody gets to know your personality a little bit better, and some of the things that you care about or maybe not care about. Some of them mundane, some of them really interesting. So let's get started. Okay. So what is a typical day for you?
Well, the pandemic hasn't changed a whole lot for me. My studio is behind my house, so I have a very easy commute. So I usually get up and have breakfast with my partner and read. Both of us tend to read philosophy in the morning over breakfast. And because of that, have kind of a late start into the actual physical grind of the studio. I listen to a little bit of news to sort of ground me in the real world. And then I go wherever my head takes me.
I love that. That's such a easy start to the morning, philosophy and news. Yeah, I love that. So to follow up on that, what are you doing to stay sane during this quarantine?
I'm so used to alone time and being in my own head as an artist. I really feel like childless artists are probably the least affected in our day-to-day routines. Of course, I miss actual human interaction a lot, like everyone. But I get so much gratification out of making things, and I haven't had to stop doing that. There were a few weeks in the beginning where, I was so overcome and my head just felt so overly stuffed that I found I couldn't do much more than really repetitive tasks. But my work is super laborious and there are always repetitive tasks to do. So I caught up on some audiobooks and made 1,000 tiles,
That's amazing. I also do a lot of audiobooks, so I definitely recognize that, catching up on reading that I don't usually make time for. So both auditorily and visually. um, so just this next question, what is your favorite drink?
My favorite drink, that really depends on the time of day. I am definitely most addicted to coffee, but I have to drink it in small doses. Uh, but my favorite boozy drink is, in this weather, probably a gin and tonic.
Yes. What is the most common obstacle you come across in your work?
Physics.
I love
Gravity
that.
specifically.
No, I think that's great, and it ties in really well to the virtual exhibition that we did. So definitely check that out, everybody, and think about this answer with physics. So what is your favorite place in the world?
My favorite place. I tend to not have favorite things because I'm too indecisive for them. I really, a lot of different parts of Italy I have like a real soft spot for. I have a lot of good memories in Venice. I know that's like the most cliche place to go, but I don't know if I have one favorite.
I don't think it's cliche. There's a reason that these places are so popular, right? Because they do really have a significance to them and an experience that people like. Something you can't live without.
The aforementioned coffee. There's so many things I can't live without. I've found, okay, trees, which is again a boring answer, but my last space, I had a live work studio that didn't even have like windows that opened into the real world, because it was sort of like a reclaimed retail space. And I found just how much I miss trees by being like so enclosed. And when I did open the door, it was to a private pedestrian street with buildings on every side. And so you can kind of see my magical tree behind me.
Yes.
That was key when finding a new abode.
I love that. Which myth is your favorite one?
Which myth?
Yes.
I've probably worked the most with the Medusa story, but it's partly because I find it problematic, as many people have before me. But I think it's really rich, and it tells a lot about not only the ancient Greeks, but about other eras who have sort of retold and reinterpreted that myth through time.
What song is your daily theme song?
We've already gone over the fact that I don't have favorites.
I know.
I don't know that I have a theme song, although my partner often composes songs about and for me off the cuff in the morning, to which I respond with mostly silence until I've had a coffee, and then I like start responding vocally. I do not sing. I mean, in conversation, I never sing along.
I love that. It sounds like a easier way to wake up than philosophy and the news, but
yeah, the song comes first, and then philosophy, and then the news. That's the order of events.
Do you have any pets?
No, I don't. But I think I'm the only house without a dog in my neighborhood, and because of it, all the animals visit my house. Currently, I am housing a raccoon in my tree, and saw a not quite baby possum the other night. So I think I need that soon.
Yeah. Are you binge watching anything?
I have been watching movies pretty much exclusively. I haven't been watching really any shows during the pandemic. So I don't think movies qualify as binging.
No. Still interesting. Still a version of binge watching, maybe? Yeah.
I did watch, the closest thing is that I rewatched slash watched all the way to the end this time, the Matrix trilogy in not quite 3 nights, but like 4 or 5 nights recently.
Yeah. Your go-to reread book?
I don't reread that many books. I re-reference like theory kind of books, but it's not so much for like the pleasure of rereading in the way that people usually refer to that. I did reread Pynchon's Gravity's Rainbow a year or 2 ago. That's the most recent reread I can think of. James Baldwin. I've reread some James Baldwin. Can't get enough.
What is on the menu for your dinner parties?
For my dinner parties?
Mm-hmm.
I tend to make a lot of Middle Eastern inspired and Mediterranean kind of flavors. So like falafels, baba ganoush, things that involve lots of sauces.
And garlic.
And garlic.
If you could travel in time, where and when would you go?
I mean, I feel like ancient Greece is the obvious answer. Let's just go with that. That's the first one.
All right. With what artist would you like to spend the day, dead or alive?
All of them. Louise Bourgeois is the first one who comes to mind.
This, I know we talked before about these questions, and this one I definitely had to think about including, but I wanted to include it just to get your response. The meaning of life.
Of light or life?
Life.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. Oh, come back to me. I still haven't read enough philosophy over my morning coffee for that one.
No, that sounds like it would be the perfect question for you to debate every morning, or the worst, I don't know. If you started a band, what would you call it?
A band?
Mm-hmm.
Grumble Grumble.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
So many. I don't know. Well, I mean, strangers who tell you to smile. Oof.
Yep. On an airplane, are you a window or an aisle person?
Depends if it's a short flight or a long flight. If I'm planning to sleep, window. If not, aisle.
What new language would you like to learn?
All the languages. I'm currently trying to better my French. So.
Would you rather explore space or the ocean?
The ocean.
What is the best, worst fashion trend that you've rocked?
There have been a lot of good, bad ones. Leg warmers.
Nice.
Came back for like a hot second.
What about the arm warmers?
Probably.
And then my last question for you is, what will you be working on during your residency?
Well, during the pandemic, I've been making these pieces that are kind of, a lot of my work is based in the form of an amphora. And during the pandemic, I've been making some that kind of like come apart, and at the point of breaking, they twist in on themselves and become sort of half vase and half shell. And I don't know, feel like they're like evolving or dissolving. And so I think I might keep working on those and figure out how to make them into final pieces, because a lot of my ceramics are kind of elements for larger sculptures that incorporate other elements. And a lot of times I start without really knowing what the final result is going to be or where I'm going to end up. So I will probably keep making those and then hopefully turn them into a finished piece or multiple finished pieces.
Great. Well, I look forward to seeing those updates. And as far as the meaning of life, we'll get back to that on another episode. Give you some time to think about it. So, Cammie, this was it for today. I just wanted to introduce you to our community. And I'm really excited to hear your artist talk tomorrow and get to know more about your work and your inspiration behind it. And then also for the next couple of weeks, welcome to our residency virtually. And it's really, really wonderful to have you here. And everybody check out the app that we'll be sending out right after this episode. Go to your Google stores and look for Lux Art Institute, and you can find the app there and explore Cammie's work virtually. So everybody have a wonderful day. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for the studio series and next week for the Craft Contemporary tour. All right. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you so much, Cammie.
Thank you.